Yo, let it build up a little bit. Let a couple of people come on. Let a couple of people come on. You know, let some people, let some come on. Oh man, I got a lot to say, man. I got a lot to say about this inbreeding and the chat that's going around, man. The chat that's going around about apparently me. About me. I laugh at that, man. I laugh at that. I laugh at that, but it's all good. Let a couple of people get on this thing. Let a couple of people get on. Hotel, my moderator, what's going on? What's going on? Got something to say today, boy. I meant to, I meant, I meant to, get on live. I've been trying to get on live for a minute now, for the last 3 days. You ain't missed nothing. I'm just getting on, bro. I'm just getting on. I'm letting the chat build up, man. I'm letting the chat build up because right now I got some stuff to speak on, man. I got something to speak on about this chat that's going around about me, and I got something to talk about with this inbreeding unknowledgeable people. You know, and I seen a little video. I ain't gonna put no names out there, but I seen a little video about me. I see a little video about me, and I laugh at it, man. Hey, I might be the most famous guy out here, and I'm just getting started, So I'm about to put this little chat to the end and put some of this inbreeding down to the end, and how to build your yard. I'm gonna put all that. I'm gonna put all that up to an end because a lot of people get in this game and don't understand. So, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you, my moderator, man. I'm gonna need you to, I'm gonna start talking, but I'm gonna need you to fill the new people that's coming in or the people, that might get disrespectful. I might need you to kick them out or fill them in on what I'm trying to say. So this might be a bumpy ride, but I'm gonna need you to be right there, man. I'm gonna need you to like I said, make sure everybody respectful. Make sure everybody if they got something to say, you answer their questions and fill them in. Yeah. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. But yo, let's get into the inbreeding first. I'm about to this inbreeding, man. Inbreeding is something that you do here and there. Inbreeding is something when you want to lock in traits and when you get so far in your blood where you need to get an inbreeding done. And with an inbreeding, you gotta have the two perfect dogs. Two perfect dogs to your liking, you know, flawless, But the thing is, the dogs are gonna have some type, every dog has some type of flaw, So you gotta know how to do that. You gotta know how to Oh yeah, most definitely. So you gotta know how to breed and which dogs to take to each other. Like I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. My girl Kira, um, she she was an inbreeding that should never happen, but it happened. And what I mean, it should never happen. That breeder wasn't that far in his blood to say, okay, I have a bloodline. Let me do an inbreeding. That breeding was, oh, I got two little mates right here. Let me do this breeding. That was the type of breeding that he was on, the level of knowledge he was on. You know, um, and Kira, out of the five, I want to say mine was the best. She had, don't get me wrong, everyone was good in their own way, but for me, I felt like mine was the best because her eyes wasn't overly poked out. She wasn't, her paws was nice and tight, her rear, everything like that, and the structure was A1 on that girl, and she was nice. Now she did have some crazy. Her growing was very crazy. The way she was growing, and the way her mother was growing, and everything like that. And the only thing I had to do was beef her up, work out, and everything came to a liking. Everything came out right, and then everybody, start talking about it. She was You know, she wasn't a champion or nothing. She was a dog that everybody liked and still like. I mean, you know, I get a lot of questions and people wanting her puppies. Hey, because she was that liking, you know, and it got up to the point where when I did the Fads breeding, people were saying that Kira dominated the breeding. You know, which she was. I did the breeding because he was a scatterbred dog, and if you know anything about breeding, you know when you have the blood that I have, or not even the blood I have, when you have an inbred dog, you gotta take it far away from the blood that you already have. You know, you have to, you know, take it to a more dominant blood or a scatterbred dog so the blood can loosen up. You can loosen up the gene pool. And that's what I did with using fats. Now I'm taking her to a dog that's more tightly bred and dude been practicing on his blood. And now the genetics, they're gonna the genes, the traits. Now they're gonna challenge each other. Who's gonna dominate? Now for this breeding, I know Taz is gonna dominate. Kira might have another puppy, a clone, but it probably won't be her color. You know, get a puppy that look like her. But at the end of the day, Taz is gonna dominate that breeding. Taz is a black brindle, yeah, black brindle. And he's 90 pounds. That's his biggest weight capacity is 90 pounds, I believe. Fillmore told me. Um, he's all muscled up, head structure, everything, bone, everything is there. You know, so we gonna see how that breeding turns out with Cura and so the inbreeding thing is just the thing. Inbreeding is a thing that you do in your kennel when you get up to a certain level. Inbreeding shouldn't be done just because you have the two dogs in front of you. You know, now if you want to test your blood out and you at that point to test your blood out, then you would do that inbreeding. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I could do a tight line breed." No, 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 no. You can line breed so much, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's a difference between line breeding and inbreeding. Inbreeding is just gonna inbreeding is the lock in trace and bring your program to another level. But at the end of the day, you better have an outcross ready. You know, so I don't care what none of y'all say. For the people, that's mixing up these inbreedings and line breedings, calling them line breedings. At the end of the day, you got to get knowledgeable and know what you're doing in this game. You gotta know what you're doing, what you're breeding, how you breeding it, and line breeding. That's not a father and daughter. I seen a lot of people. I seen that one person talking about he taking a father and daughter, and that's a line breeding. That's not a line breeding, buddy. That is an inbreeding. Inbreeding is brother, sister, father, daughter, mother, son, little mate breeding, or sister, brother. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you just gotta know what you're doing. You got to know the difference between outcross and inbreeding, the line breeding, and outcrossing. It could be a distant relative. That's like, let's say Sugar. I'm gonna use Sugar for instance. She's a distant relative from Kira. She has Denzel brother, 7, 8 generations back in her pedigree. So she's like a distant cousin. And then you have outcross and another outcross where it's just um, a new blood into your yard to open up your blood a little bit more. So you have that. And then the inbreeding, like I said, father, daughter, mother, son, little mate breeding. Um, those are to lock in traits. And when you're doing those breedings, only thing you're going to do is bring up the dogs behind you, his ancestors or whatever. When you lock in the new traits, like with Kira, when they did that inbreeding, the only thing it did was bring out Denzel and Holly. That's the only thing it did. It brought out a more muscular version of Denzel. It brought out a more muscular version of Denzel. And then since it had the mother in there, the grandmother that who Denzel bred with, it brought out her like her muscle, not her muzzle, her muzzle, and it brought out her face shape, but the whole body and the way that she runs, it's just like Denzel. That's the thing right there. It was a mix of Denzel and the female he bred with. And one thing about it, the muzzle, for some people, they say, "Oh, the muzzle, that's terrible." Muzzle Denzel throws that muzzle. The muzzle that Kira has, Denzel throws, and he was bred to a dog that had that muzzle. So at the end of the day, hey, so be it. You just got to breed out of it. And that's just one thing that I would do with Kira's kids. I will not take her kids. I wouldn't take half brother to half sister But I will take like an aunt and nephew. At some point, I will do when the blood when I'm right there at my blood. I will do a brother and sister. I mean, a half brother, half sister, brother and sister. But at this point, I have no reason to do inbreeding yet. Right now, it's taking Kira doing her three breeders. Might actually, I really want to give Kira three, but at this point, Kira might just get only two. I've been thinking about that lately and just started Sugar's career because Sugar already has the her two lined up, and I'm potentially looking at a third. So I'm looking at that. Always remember your inbreeding. I mean, not your inbreeding. Your foundation female. She should only be bred probably about 2 or 3 times. Three times. The most, maybe four, but I say three. Now it's just working on your blood. It's working on your blood and what she produced, and doing your line breeds, doing your inbreedings, and matching up the bloods together. But at the end of the day, I need y'all to stop where y'all standing with this and talking about you don't have to do inbreeding. Yes, you do, buddy. You have to do the inbreeding. And for the people that was talking like that, they know who they are. They probably gonna watch this because they said it out their own mouth. They watch me. So at the end of the day, I know I'm your favorite YouTuber. I'm your favorite YouTuber, and I'm just coming into the game. So I appreciate y'all for watching me. Only thing y'all doing is, making me more popular, making it known that Mel knows his shit. So hey, another thing is keep the chat, man. Keep the chat away from me and keep my name out your mouth. Another thing is, with that being said, I see a lot of people Mel this, Mel that, Mel. Yeah, keep Mel out your mouth. Mel ain't doing nothing. Mel ain't bothering y'all. So only thing Mel is trying to do is breed dogs, and move on to his program, man. That's the only thing Mel doing. Mel ain't bothering nobody, stepping on nobody's toes. And I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I'm in my own lane, I'm moving on to my program. Hey, I got a couple more females coming in, and we about to have a Kira and Taz breeding. And if you're interested in that breeding, you can always hit me up and ask me questions about that breeding. Or you can watch that video I just dropped 8 days ago? 8 days ago with Kira and Taz. But another thing also too, I am back. I took my week break. That video that just posted the other day, that video was already scheduled to post on that day. I didn't think it was that close. But yeah, I took my week break. I think I said I was going to take two, but I took a week. I'm back fully energy. And that right there had to bring me back out of rest mode. That live that dude did in the video. I'm like, whoa, bro, two people making videos like this, no damn nothing about what they were saying. So I'm here to educate. And I'm not saying I'm the best at what I do and know. I'm just saying that what they was doing was putting out false information into the community. And believe it or not, these were so-called XL breeders. Mm, mm, wow. Yeah, XL breeders. So, yeah, I probably know who they are. And if I got something to say, I can put it in the chat. Who up in this thing? Who up in here? What's going on? Where I get my knowledge from? My knowledge basically came from before I came into the bully community. I paid attention. I watched the American Pit Bull Terrier because I came in from the American Pit Bull Terrier. Um, and then I started watching people like bully affiliated that's no longer in the bully community. Terrell Quincy from D-Line, Oscar Gomez with Suarez Bulls, WBA, which is Oscar Gomez, um, and Pratt's Pitts. Those was the original American bully breeders. Oh, you can't forget Mike out in Pennsylvania. With that was them bullies. Who else? Who else I basically watched? I watched and studied these people, studied their bloods and studied everything, and I started inquiring. Well, not inquiring. I started implementing their dogs in my yard. And how I met the breeder that I bought Kira from was through Bully Affiliated. Bully Affiliated, Hurricane. He was he sold that dude a dog. He sold him a dog, and I wound up buying a dog from Bully Affiliate. He didn't have the breeding that I wanted, and I just bought a female from this guy who had an inbred Hall of Fame litter, um, two litter mate Denzel breeding, and then and then I just took it to a Hurricane dog. A Hurricane dog. I liked the bottom side. The bottom side was fully Hurricane. At the top, it was a different blood. It was stick with a peanut blood. Some people call that the old edge blood. So I just paid attention to that, and did my research and did my numbers, and I got my breeding. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm saying I know what I'm talking about when it comes to basic common sense. Some people, when you come in this game, they don't have common sense. Well, breeding is basic common sense. Would you do certain breedings in real life? Dogs are like humans when it comes down to breedings. And yes, some people, they have bad breedings. Like my parents, they was bad breedings. They was a bad breeding. What I mean by that was they had terrible attitude and terrible this, terrible that, and I just came out the way I am, and I feel like I'm a better of them. So at the end of the day, dogs are almost like humans when it comes down to breedings. But the thing is, you wouldn't do an inbreeding with actual humans. Inbreedings is just inbreedings is for your blood and discovering your bloodline and doing your blood. That's like the Goodfella blood. When I wanted to use a Goodfella dog on the new female, which would been at that time it wasn't Sugar, it was another puppy, which I didn't get, and I was going to try to take that Goodfella dog back to some Goodfella. She had Goodfella probably 5 generations back, and I wanted to bring it back up front. So I called the dude. I looked on Bullypedia. I got his number. I'm one thing about me. When I want something, I'm going to call that person. I'm going to call them, text them. As my buddy would say, Hotep Kennels, he'd say, I got that New York cockiness to me where I would just call you. I have the balls to call you. So, yeah, so I called him and we talked for about an hour or two. And he was like, yo, send me the pedigrees and we could do something. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to use some Goodfella blood, and the next day I get a text message. Oh, I really don't like this pedigree. They ain't get another text. I sent him my tightly bred dog. I'm getting too far in the story, but I sent him my tightly bred dog. He was like, no. You see, he wanted consistency. He didn't want no scatterbred dogs bred to his line. His dogs was at a point where they was consistent because he did a lot of inbreedings. He did basically all the inbreedings that I just said: brother, sister, mother, father. I mean, brother, sister, father, daughter, mother, son. So he did those inbreedings and he started getting consistency in his yard. And he was like, I wouldn't want my dogs going to any scatterbred dogs. So he was like, come back in 10 years when your blood is there, when your blood is more tightly bred, and we could do something. And that's another thing. A lot of people, they feel like they have a bloodline. Some people, they feel like they have a bloodline, when they're just breeding. When they just breeding, the only thing you're doing when you're just breeding dogs is you're just making productions. If you're not going for a goal with your blood, and if it doesn't say on the puppy, well, on the paper, let's say your kennel name is, matter of fact, I'm gonna say Palace. Like me. Say if your litters don't say in that 5 generation, 6 generation frame, it just say Palace, Palace this, Palace that, Palace that. You don't have a blood yet. And another thing, a lot of people feel like they have a blood just because on that one puppy or that one litter you got your kennel name. When you breeding, you want your kennel name to be on that whole paper, on that whole UKC, WBA, ABKC paper. You want it to be on that paper, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, and I was like that one person. That one person, he was talking about, yeah, I got blood. I was like, I told him straight like this. The only thing you doing is just making productions and making puppies out here. That's the only thing you doing. So you gotta understand that it's not just about putting your kennel name on the paper. It's not just about putting your kennel name on the paper. And saying you have a production. It's sitting down, really knowing the breedings, doing the breedings, and then getting it to where your productions are breeding with each other. So say Betty White, which is my production, Betty White, and then when I do the breeding, I'm just using this for instance. When I do the Taz breeding, um, it'd be I don't know what I want to name that boy yet that I keep. It breeds to Betty. Those puppies come out. Put the name on there. Now I did a half brother half sister breeding, which I said I wasn't going to do. I'm just using this for example. Now what I would do is I take that puppy. Now what I would do is take that puppy that I get off Sugar and breed it because she'd be the out. She's a foundation, but for that puppy would be the outcross, and then that puppy that I breed with that breeding I do with Sugar, that'd be a production right there. So now it's productions breeding with each other, But I don't have all the foundation females I need yet, so I want to build my foundation lineup first. Sugar and like I'm doing it a little different. I'm building my yard off my hold on. I gotta get my charger. I'm building my yard off my females, and they're gonna do the work, and then they males they'll have females to breed with. So the overall goal for next year is to bring in almost close to 4 females to start my blood up. Almost close to 4, so I need one more. I need one more foundation female, and then we could start. And then I would need probably 2 or 3 more outcross females, and then I'm practically set. I'm set. I locked in my studs, and now it's working with the blood I have. Because the thing is, you want to have genetic, as Hotep Kennels was saying, and it's just with breeding in general. You want to have, you want to have that genetic diversity. But you don't want to have it too loose where you can't do nothing with it, and you back to the beginning with scatterbred dogs. So, so you got to understand what you're doing and how you going to do it. With how I encourage people to carry my name and encourage, spending 4 or 5K on a pup. You see, the thing is with that, person that's getting my dog is a good buddy of mine. Um, this first litter, let me start off with this. This first litter, one went back to the stud owner, which he's not gonna probably breed that dog. One she went to a pet home, which was family, and I might potentially get her back. The other one went to a good buddy of mine, and he's a YouTuber himself. He's a breeder himself, but it's a contract you sign when you buying a dog from me. It's a contract you sign. I don't allow my people to breed to exotics or anything like that with my blood. And the overall goal with me is when you buying a dog from me and you got a Palace Finals Village Productions is, we gonna show out and perform. My stamp is the structure, how it acts, and one thing about me, if it doesn't have structure and it doesn't bark and it doesn't get at something, it didn't come from me. It didn't come from me because I know what my dogs can do. I know what Kira is capable of. And I'm starting to see what Sugar is capable of. And we're going to be at every, here pretty soon when I move, we'll be at my team, well, not the one person that got a production from me, we'll be at some dog shows. We'll be at some dog shows, and the people that I got behind me or want puppies from me, they're in the show community, and they do breed as well. So a lot of these dogs, a lot of my productions are going to breeders that almost they think like me. You want to sell to people that almost have an understanding like you, or you get a person that's getting new into the game and you can educate them. It's a way how you do things. Like I attract people that's in the show community and breeders. The first pet home person was a family member, and what we would do with that is she'd send me pictures, or I'd be watching that puppy, and I'll just show y'all what the pet home life is about. So it's different ways how you go about that, and move around with that. Like me, like I said, I attract people that's almost like me or have the same understanding as me, and it's about the stamp. It's about what you produce. It's about what is your dogs known for. So with me, my dogs would be known. I'm just use this for example. Kira, she barks a lot. So my dogs would be known for almost like Remy. If it doesn't bark, it wasn't bred right. So one of the puppies, she got a thing where she barks, and when she barks, it almost looks like how Remy mouth was set. When he barked. So that'd be a trait that I would want to bring back in. And I will have a lot of Remy blood coming on my yard here pretty soon. So it's about locking in the traits you want, locking in the bloods you want, and then making a stamp. Did I accomplish everything that I intended on my first breeding? With that being, did I accomplish it? I will say no. What I mean no is yes and no. And what I mean yes and no is I didn't get that male I wanted. That's the only thing that I will say no on, is that I didn't get a male. Because on this breeding, I wanted to keep both. I wanted to keep a male and female, but I already knew, I already expected. This is the thing: when you breeding, and you know what the bloods are about, and you know about matching the bloods, you will already know what you're gonna get. So I already knew, taking Kira to a scatterbred dog, I was gonna get a clone. Now the thing is, a clone could be the same color like Betty, or it could be a different color but look just like Kira. See, the puppies, they all came out a better version of Kira. They all came out, bigger, brolic, more muscular than Kira with a bigger head. And that's what I was aiming for. I was aiming for a bigger head, a little and shorter muzzle, so people won't say I have a terrier style dog. But hey, who cares? At the end of the day, at least I know my dog with a long muzzle can breathe, and she will outrun any one of y'all dogs with these short damn muzzles. So that's the only thing I will say is no, I didn't. Yes and no. So I accomplished, the breeding and producing my clone and producing matching the bloods up together, but the male aspect, I didn't get to keep a male from that breeding, so it kind of hurted a little bit. So that's why next breeding, um, I'll be keeping two males from that breeding, and that's the reason why I'm not keeping a female from that breeding. So next breeding it'd be two males. I already kept Betty from this first breeding, and potentially Kira might have another breeding, or potentially she might not. I don't know yet. I don't know what will play out, and that's the same thing what happened with this breeding. I was playing with the cubs that dealt it to me because I thought Kira was going to have more males, and like I said, I'm a man of my word, so it wasn't like I couldn't. When I seen that one male, I was like, nah, bro, I can't give it to you. I'll pay you. I gave him what it was owed, the pup back deal. So I gave him what was owed and called it a day. If anything, my buddy who's getting the female, getting Blue, aka Blue Bonnet Plague, if anything, we'd do a breeding with each other. We'd do a breeding with each other, and I could double up on that blood. But other than that, it's at the end of the day, you just got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you don't want to get into the breeding game, or get into the game without not knowing what the bloods you have. So when you do a breeding, you're supposed to already know what that pair is going to do. Not what color. You got to know what the bloods are going to do, how the bloods produce. So if I was you or anybody on this live, I would start off looking at the pedigree. Bullypedia helps with pictures, and it helps with the dogs produced. I would look at that person's yard that you bought the dog from, and you'll look how they produce, and then the dog that you have, you'll look at their yard. It's about matching the dogs up together. It's about matching the dog. It's never about matching. Yes, the two dogs in front of you matter, but the dogs behind that dog matters even more. Because when the dogs are producing, they're going to either they're going to produce themselves like Kira did, and it's going to also produce like the ancestors. You know, the mother. I mean, the mother, father, grandfather, and that was one thing that I got a feeling that Kira is going to do. I feel like Kira is going to be another Denzel, a Denzel, but just a female. I feel that she's going to be. She did what Holly did, which was her grandmother. Um, her great grandmother. She did what Holly did. Holly, as soon as when Holly came in the game, Holly produced the clone, which was Denzel. And Kira did the same thing, just with a female. So I feel like the Bloods, you just got to know the Bloods. When you understand the Bloods in your yard, then I say breed. And that was one thing about me, was I understood the Bloods that I was taking to each other. Each breeding I do, I'm understanding that I had to know the dogs behind them, and I had to know what the dogs produce. So with Sugar, with her two breedings, I'm bringing in a heavy Denzel blood again. I'm bringing in more Denzel blood, but Denzel blood with the tweak, with some Remy, some Corrupt, Nemesis. Who else? Bistro. So I understand what those dogs produce, and now that's why I said my outcrossing. My outcrossing has to be to different blood. So the bloods that I probably will be bringing in is Gray Line, um, Gray Line, another a real edge dog, a real Razor's Edge dog. And when I mean real Razor's Edge dog, you know Razor's Edge was a brand. Razor's Edge was just the name, and people was putting their dogs on Razor's Edge. So the real Razor's Edge dogs were taller, taller dogs. They was taller. They was way bigger. So I'm gonna be bringing in some Razor's Edge dog. And I'm trying to um well, in that case, when you do it, you see the thing is with that is you got to know the dogs. You got to know the bloods behind that dog. And like I said, I can say with, let's use who can I use? I'm looking for a dog that I can use. Let's use Kamali. Yeah, I believe Kamali was a line bred dog. We use Kamali. Kamali produces both. He produces like his father and mother. You know, so he had produced them taller dogs that be 20 inches, and he had produced like his mother. I think she was 17. I think she was 17 inches. You just got to know the bloods behind the dog that you already have. And when you line breeding, you have to understand that you're starting to come into your blood. You're starting to come into your blood, the dogs that you already have. So you got to know what you're going to get when breeding that. So like with me, it would be when I get Kira, one of Kira kids breeding with, let's say Kira daughter, um, Kira's daughter, and then Kira's son's breeds with Sugar, and that puppy right there going back to its aunt. So that right there, you would get a mix of both. But it'd be heavier. It will pull more from Kira's genetics because Kira's an inbred dog. So you gotta understand. You gotta understand what's already in the blood. What's already in the blood for you to determine that. And I believe Kamali was. I believe if I'm wrong at the end of the day, if I'm wrong about Kamali, what I just said wasn't wrong. I'm just saying I believe Kamali was. I couldn't think of a dog off the top of my head. Um, Man, y'all giving me some good questions for my first live back, that week break. Man, y'all giving me some topics to talk about. I see. Hotep, you still up in here, brother? You still up in here? What's going on? I'm surprised you ain't speaking up on nothing, man. Make sure my phone charger. Yeah, but the thing is, I wanted to speak on these topics today, and because I seen false information going around, and I seen my name going out, spreading out on people's mouths and stuff, and I just wanted to clear that up, and I just wanted to talk a little common sense today, because the community doesn't, for some people they don't believe in common sense, so I had to bring out some common sense for these people and talk some common sense. Yeah, Hotep just made a live about what I just said. But the thing is, he went into all three. Um, he went into outcrossing, inbreeding, line breeding. You see, me, I just wanted to talk about that inbreeding because it was a topic. It was a topic, and then dude got mad about what I said and made a live about me. So I just wanted to speak on that, and my name just been flying out of people's mouths and saying Mel didn't know what he was talking about, and Mel this, Mel that, and it was just all about dogs. And I just wanted to say, you can't get mad when somebody gives you, when somebody tries to lead you onto the right path, or telling you what you did, well, not did, what you said was wrong, because now you get new people in the game, and they gonna believe the nonsense you talking about. They gonna believe it. So now they y'all's gonna be fucked up because what you just said. And that's another thing. You got people. You gotta stop misleading people. You gotta stop misleading these people. And then now, when you misleading them, now that y'all gonna be fucked up. Everything gonna be fucked up on their y'all. And then they gonna be like, "Well, I got my information." Um, you know, you know what's gonna hurt the breed. That I feel like, and Hotep, if you in here, we did a live about it the other day. People are going to get mad about the construction. Oh my God, constructive criticism. But maybe you can do a live on stream, y'all answering your question in more depth. Yeah. Most definitely. Me and him, we definitely we gonna do the next stream, y'all. That's probably gonna be on his page. So, the constructive criticism, that's what's hurting it. A lot of people, they get mad, and their feelings when breeding, you gotta take your feelings out the breed. You gotta do what's right for the breed. And a lot of people, they're doing everything with feeling and emotions. And that's what's hurting the breed a lot, because when you're trying to help somebody or try to help the breed, a lot of people, they feel like, what they're doing is right and how they're doing is right. And it's more hurting where people think everything is a challenge. When people think everything's a challenge, and who beating who and who doing this and who doing that, at the end of the day, yeah, yep. Um, it's and then another thing is what's really hurting the breed, besides the community with people talking and bringing their emotions into the play, and not wanting to do better, is people don't understand the science behind dogs, and the science of life. That's why I came out with the thing of same science, different standard. And what I mean by that is it's the same science overall in life, dogs, but right now we're talking about dogs. It's the same science when breeding, inbreeding, line breeding, and now. And the other thing, a part of it is the standard, because now you have XL, you have XL pocket, Classic. Yeah, XL Pocket and Classic. And what you gonna do is it's the same science, the same common sense behind it, and then you not understanding that you're not understanding that it's the same science to it. It's the same science and it's in the same category, and people are just not understanding that, and that's what's really hurting the breed. That's hurting the breed. It's a lot of things that's hurting the breed. Exactly. Like me before I came into the game, I was a student. And don't get me wrong, I'm still a student in some ways when it comes to learning new methods on how to do things. But when it comes down to breeding, I feel that I know some stuff. I know some stuff to take my yard to the next level, and I feel like that I learned from the right people. I feel like I learned from the right people, and I watched the right people, and I feel like it's time for me to start my blood off. It's time for me to start my blood. So and that's why I stick away. I stick away from the negativity. I stick away from the comments about the breed. But when somebody's misleading information, I'm always gonna put my 2 cents into it because at the end of the day, it's hurting the breed when you misleading people and putting false information. And how can I say I want this breed to be better if I'm allowing people to mislead or say some nonsense on their channel or just in the community? So it's my job to say something. Yep. Hold on. Whoa. Hotep, I see you just messaged me on Messenger, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this right quick. Cause I'm looking, cause he telling me he commenting, he's interacting, but I'm not seeing nothing. All messages are visible. Let me see. Whoa, damn. Whew. So let's see where we started at. Too much to type, but maybe I can do a live on StreamYard answering your questions and more in depth. Yes, the subject is determined to science based on factual practice. I was just talking about this earlier. Remain a student is the best because you're always learning. And now science's discovery is constantly taking place. Yes, indeed. You must not be seeing my comments. YouTube likes to hide them. All right, I think I caught up. I think I caught up on your comments, Hotep. So everything my moderator and everything Hotep was saying is basically true. And he just did a live, like I said, he just did a live about it on his page. And then me and him hopped on live and started talking about almost the same thing, but we got into depth about a lot of different stuff. Like we had about 7 topics, and we just started talking about it. And oh yes indeed. You're definitely right. Just because you've been given a platform, it doesn't mean you're qualified to speak. And that comes with it's levels to this. And what I mean by that is levels onto into learning. When you just starting off and you don't know nothing, I wouldn't suggest you to hop on live and start talking, because at the end of the day, a lot of people hop on these platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and they be putting out false information. They put out false information. They talk crazy, or they just not doing the practical breed practice on these dogs, or not trying to better the breed. So a lot of people, they're just doing it thinking they know something. They're stubborn, they're hard headed. Um, they can't take constructive criticism. With me, if I don't know something, And I tell Hotep this all the time. If I don't know something, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because I don't want to be looking. I don't want to look like a fool on this platform. I don't want to be looking like a fool on this platform, looking like a fool on YouTube, look like a fool. Well, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I don't want to look like a because then that's look when people come buy a dog from you or just having a conversation from you, they're looking at you a certain way. Like me, I don't hop on nobody's lives. Only live I probably hop on is Hotep live. And that's to be honest with you. That's the only live I hop on his page because at the end of the day, me and him, we have an understanding. We could look eye to eye and we could talk dogs and there won't be no emotional feelings into it because we're talking dogs and we're trying to better the breed. Even though he breeds XLs, I breed pockets and standards. Um, Mostly probably standards. We still it's still the same science. It's the same science. It's just a different standard. So we could definitely talk dogs. We could definitely talk dogs. And one thing about the community, when we're talking dogs, we gotta take our emotions out of the whole situation. We gotta remove our emotions from that conversation and talk. We gotta talk dogs, but also when you're talking, don't just talk about anything. You gotta be on the topic and be knowledgeable about that situation, knowledgeable about that topic. If I don't know a topic, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it, or I ask questions, and that's another thing. People they're afraid to ask questions, or if they do ask questions, they're going to the wrong people. Now, what I mean by that is, I'm not saying I'm the god of this, or Hotep is the god of this, or we know everything. But half of these people that people are going to, they don't even know nothing. They haven't even started their own blood yet. So you know. Um, you just gotta know the conversation. And you gotta know where it's going. Like with some people, you would know when it's going too far, especially if it's with a particular person, or if you realize the conversation is just throwing shots at you. And a lot of things you would know the difference. You would know from each situation. You would know the difference. You would definitely know um, when it's coming to a point of disrespect and when it's coming to a point of constructive criticism, because you could look at a situation. Like they could tell you, no, you don't do it. You don't do it like this. You could do it like this, or you do it like that. Or they could say, hey, you said something the wrong way. This is how you do it. Like with me, I told this person, no, it's like this. You got to do it like this, And then all of a sudden, got mad and started cursing and carrying on and cursed me out. Um, curse me out and everything like that. What's going on? What's going on against the grain bullies? What's going on? Um, so it was that, and then you got the disrespect aspect where you could be like, no, mother, you did it like this, you did it like that, and you ain't supposed to do it like that. You stupid or something. It's ways you go about it, or if you feel like they throwing shots at you, like yo, your whole program is trash. So you just gotta know the difference, and in this community, man, you would know the difference with the people because you got some people that just want to go along with the disrespect and drama and and talk trash about you. And it's a whole community like that. So believe it or not, who you think is your right hand man or your best friend, those be the ones that be talking about you. You gotta understand. Like my circle is small in this community. Like I got the people that I do business with, and I got a friend aspect of it. But also at the end of the day, I still keep my guard up because at the end of the day, I don't want to be looking like a fool out here. Yeah, great question. It should be common sense, but opinions keep it factual and not opinion based. You should be fine. Some people take facts as opinions, though. Yeah, that's true. Cause when you start talking facts to people, people will look at you like you stupid, and they'll take it the whole. They'll take it. Oh, you need to sit your opinion ass somewhere down. Like Hotep, when he this is one thing about him. When he disagree with you, or he feel when he disagree with you, and he want to, you know, put some knowledge onto you, he's gonna text you a paragraph. He's gonna put a paragraph under your video, and some people don't like that paragraph. Like I look at it like one day he put a paragraph. This is like when I first. It's probably about my 10th, 12th video, maybe if that. And I started talk. I was talking crazy about something. I forgot what it was. I think it was make the American bully great again. It was something like that I did, and he was like, "You should be the Donald Trump to the community." Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Um, you could be the And he put a whole paragraph was like, "Yo, you gotta do it like this. You gotta come at, approach the situation like this, and you have to do it like that." And it just opened my eyes up to like, damn, I could have did this video a little bit better, and I could have went about what I wanted to say a little more professional than being rude about it. Because at one point I was just like, "You gonna hear my word? You gonna hear my word? And if you don't care, so be it." And talking to him and doing things with him, it opened my eyes up to I could still get my point across, but let me just be a little more, calm about it and talk. And I could always have my opinion. And another thing in this YouTube community, order for you to get on somebody's page, you gotta come with the facts, man, because they gonna feel like if you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be in the community, or they gonna try to throw that in your face, like, oh, you said this. So before you hop on, and that's from my personal experience, before you hop on somebody's page or something like that, come with facts, man. And they going it's either they gonna hate it or love it. It's either they gonna hate it or love it. And a lot of people, when I come on their page, man, they hate it. They hate it. There's only very few that love it. They love when I come on their page, but other than that, they hate it. So it's but so much that I can do and say. Another thing is the legends bred for how they intended the breed to look. Um, whoa, wow, oof. Do you think the bullies today are what the legends bred for and how? Ooh, Hotep, you beat me to it, man. I want to take my time on it, man. They aren't. They aren't. And what I mean by that is the back in the day breeders, the um, Dave, Mike, Terrell, Danny Navoa, Oscar Gomez, Pratt, Tony Moore, Gary Moore, um, who else? Sean Galmore, Galmore and Gilmore. I don't remember. It's a lot more I can't remember. The goal, it wasn't to be like this. If you look at it, the original American bullies were 20, 22 inch dogs, 20-inch dogs, and we just start dumbing them down to 14, 13, and all the way down to probably an inch. them exotics. Um, the health on the dogs back in the day, they was living 14, 15 years. If you look at the American Bully breed, should be almost close to American Pit Bull Terrier and a lifespan. If you look on Google, it says the American Bully lives up to 13 years, and really and truly, the Bully should be living up to 14, 15. You know, 14, 15. Denzel, um, Kira's granddaddy, he's up there. He's up there, 14, about to be 15. Kira's grandmother, I think she's at 10 or 11. Kira's parents are 6 years old, about to be 7. So I feel like they aren't. You know, these dogs were taller, bigger. They knew how to work their muscles. They knew how to work their weight. You know, and they had a bully a look. They had the look. You know, they knew how to back in the day breeders. They knew how to breed the look and still keep it athletic, functional, and healthy. Right now, we're at a point where we're trying to build back onto that, and the breed is like freshly new, so we can never try to. We can do it, but it's going to be hard because a lot of people in this community they see okay, what I'm doing is right, or the money is getting to it. Um, ooh, honestly, I don't believe none of that. None of the people you mentioned intended on this becoming his own breed. I believe they intended on making it their own breed with the other with the bloods and with the bloods and everything like that. So I believe they intended on trying to make it a breed, but they it slipped off a little bit. It slipped off because we was freshly new, and the breed is freshly new. So everybody's gonna have their own style. Everybody's gonna have their own style of the breed. Everybody's gonna feel like, oh, dog should look more terrier, one should look more bullier. It's a free fall right now. You know, it's a free fall on how everybody wants to do things, and people don't want to see eye to eye, and the registries are just allowing anything. So right now it's a free fall, and let's make our money, and let's do it like this and let's do it like that. And me, I'm just gonna stick to what's in my head a standard. You know how I look at things. So at the end of the day, I mean, hey, you feel like your knowledge is right. You feel like this is right. Hey, that's how the community is. Yep, so that's how they feel about that's how I feel about it. And me, I'm just gonna stick to what I think and how I want my blood to be and what I believe the breed should be. And you know, everybody has their own way of thinking about it. So then what did they intend? Why did they establish a registry to document its outside being traded? Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. You see, I feel that speaking on the registry side of it, I feel that if it didn't, it was two. I believe it was two brothers who had the ABKC. I feel like if they had it and everybody was still on the same path, I think the breed could have moved forward. But I feel like the breed could have moved forward, but you let somebody who cared about the money come into the part of the breed. You let him come into the breed, and he didn't like certain things was going on, and he cared about the money. The dollar was motivating him. You know, like if you look at all these dogs' pedigree, you look at when you look at all these dogs' pedigree, you got Cairo in there, and then when you come into the pocket, you have Lil Ro, and Lil Ro just brought down the dwarfism part, and Paco was a bigger him. Paco was a bigger Little Ro. So yeah, the integrity. Um, it was a free fall who he was getting bred to. So I feel like the money motivated that person. I might as well just say it, Dave. You know, the money motivated him, and I feel like the money motivated him, and now the breed is just torn apart. Now you got exotics, you got you got the other exotics, the extremes, and you got the Merle and everything like that. So I feel like the money motivated him. The money motivated him to allow the registry, and that's why I said now it's trying to bring it back with the let's say TBKC, WBA, and UKC. Honestly, I feel like they just wanted to be accepted because the American Brewery was making it known that they was a different. You see, the thing is, the American Pit Bull Terrier breeders, they wanted to be that you could tell the difference. Anybody with common sense can tell the American Pit Bull Terrier and the American Bully, but you still had people calling them American Pit Bull Terriers, and that was because the breed wasn't established yet. The breed was still going. So when the breed started to pop and all these dogs started to come about, um, when the breed started to come about, that's when the registry started coming about and start putting them in a class and putting them uh, in a standard and what the height should be and what this should be. And then, like I said, the money came a part of it, and then it was a free fall. It was a free fall. But at the end of the day, we could get the breed back. It's just gonna take a long time. And yes, they weren't and still do to this day, but acceptable can take decades. Rarely is. Yeah, it's gonna take some decades. It's gonna take a team in the community to build the breed back in order, but I feel like it's gonna take even longer because nobody can see eye to eye and everybody is not moving a certain way. Everybody is not coming up to an agreement and everybody is not willing to talk to each other. So, I mean, hey, but I'm about to end this thing. I might do a part. No, I could keep it going. What is it? It's looking like an hour or two. I know this is about an hour. Yeah, so yeah, I can keep it going. You see, and that's another thing. The breed is never. The breed. The breed is never gonna be. Oh man, why is this not showing? Um, the breed is never gonna be something if we don't document everything. We don't document it, and people are breeding these dogs with no papers. And it comes back up to it. What Hotep was saying was, um, what was it? Not just the integrity, but we gotta start document things. We gotta start. We gotta start documenting things. And certain people who have platforms or feel like they can breed, these are the people that's messing it up. These are the people because at the end of the day, that's what we got registry for. Is we gotta stop all the dogs not being bred. We gotta be more on being bred with no papers. We gotta be more honest about our breedings, and we gotta have common sense, and we gotta have knowledge, and we gotta start from where we at right now. We gotta start. We gotta start and be. We're the future of the breed, so we gotta keep it going. So the dogs that's out here with no papers, these people they should either get aboard or not be aboard. So you got some people that are saying they got a blood without papers and everything like that. So um, like I said, you gotta understand it, man. You gotta understand what you're doing, and you gotta stop false advertising. What else? Because we can make it happen. We can make it happen. That's like with the Argentino Dago. It was two brothers who made that breed. You know, they made that breed. And look at it, people call them a pit bull. So, Hotep, you said I'm delayed, huh? I probably am. I'm not. I'm seeing half of the comments and then they just shooting. They shooting up. They shooting up. So sometimes I gotta scroll up and on the phone it says well on the live it says it's one like and it's three people up in here and it says that I'm on 65 minutes. So man, what I want to do is for some of y'all that's on here and for the people that's going to probably watch this later, I want to open up a StreamYard live. Me and Hotep, of course. You know we're the host, and we're bringing people on. But soon, it gotta be respectful. And one thing is that I do believe in. When I'm the host, I'm supposed to be respected, or he's supposed to be respected. And I will, if I feel like things are going left, the first warning is I'm gonna mute your mic. I'm a mute your mic, and then I'm gonna unmute it. And once I unmute it, if you still keep on going, I'm just gonna completely delete you out the whole conversation and add somebody else on. But the thing is, I don't want to do that yet because um I don't want to do that yet because I feel like everyone is not ready. Everyone is not ready or at a point where they can just get up on a StreamYard or a podcast and talk. Jonathan, what's going on, man? I was just thinking about you the other day when you was talking about you wanted to get up on live with me. What we gonna talk about? The show ring, man, the show ring community. And this is one brother, this is one person that I like. He's just getting into the game. He actually has the blood that I have on my yard from the top side. Um, he just got into the community um in breeding, but he's familiar with the show ring community. His dog won first place American Billy Classic, and she's 17 inches, and she's big boned. I like Luna. I want some of her blood. I'm just waiting for him to breed her to the right stud. Once he breed her to the right stud, we could definitely do some. Oh, you moving into the new house? Congratulations, man. You came a long way, bro. You came a long way into, getting your house built and and your family and everything. And I commend you, man. We supposed to be moving at the beginning of next year. Hopefully, we should be moving. So, I'll be a little more closer to you, man. So we could definitely do a little bit of collabs with the show ring and like I said, man, I wanted you to be, one of my handlers, man. Yeah, like I said, I trust you with that, man. You did a pretty good job with Luna, man. So, like I said, whenever you're ready, you can always hit me up. You already got my number. You got all my social media. So, oh, you want to start a training board and train? Yeah, I tell you to go for it, man. You good at it. He's good with the show ring. Good with the natural stacking. I mean, not with the natural stacking, putting the dogs in order to stack and everything. He's really good at it, and I commend you, Jonathan. Like I said, you're pretty good, man. So show the people that want to get into the community, the show ring community. They could come to you because you're a future handler. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that we need handlers, we need training for that but we can be doing it. That's another thing that's wrong with the community. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean that you're doing it the right way. And a lot of people feel like when they're doing something, they feel like their way is right their way of thinking is right, and really and truly, their way of thinking is bullshit. Their way of thinking is wrong. And I'm speaking for people that I see in the community. I'm not just saying. I'm speaking of what my two eyes have seen. So, man, you trying to be a professor, handler, but it all starts getting into the ring, man. It starts when you get into the ring and learning these things, man, and learning what you can do and what you're capable of in the ring. And you already tested it out. Your dog won a couple of ribbons already. The thing is with you is I'm surprised you're not pushing to make her a champion or grand champion female because she has the capability of doing that. The thing is, bro, I really want her bred to some heavy Suarez blood or some blue pride blood, man. If you do that, man, I would definitely take a female off of Luna, man. Like I said, I love that dog. I love her a lot. And speaking of Luna, her brother was Fats. I thought that he was gonna be like her, but at the end of the day, the blood speaks for itself, and the puppies came out just like Luna with the drive. And I don't know if Luna likes to bark, but the blood, Kira mixing it with that hurricane blood, it made some good, nice, structurally sound puppies, and they bark, they do everything that a dog should do, and the confirmation on them, woof. I'm showing y'all pictures that I took 2 3 weeks ago of Betty and Blue. Right now, I'm not gonna really show them. I gotta get their ears done. I gotta get their ears done, and once I get their ears done, I could really start showing them and promoting them more, and talking my BS. I mean, not my BS, my ish. Oh, you tell her how to growl, man. I love, and that's another thing, bro. I breed for things like that. I breed for how they look, how they bark, their growl, certain traits. With Kira, it was I had the dumber, not dumber, lower her blood down a little bit because Kira is a dog that would just snatch. She'll snatch up a cat, squirrel. She'll growl and she's going to demand her respect. And I took her to a more calmer dog like Fats, who had the blood behind him, and it was a good pair. It was a good pair. The puppies are temperament is good, and the blood is good. So it's good. Just because I'm in an apartment, but once she's in the backyard, speed command is coming. Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I know you want to be posting and on Instagram and Facebook probably, and I'm ready to see those videos, man. I'm ready to see what you got planned, and hopefully, I got an idea for a breeding, man, that we could do. It could be a collab breeding. I hit you up on it. I think I spoke on it before. If you're willing to do it, if you want to do it, we could do a collab breeding with something I produce, and we take it to Luna if you want to do that. Um, I think me and you was talking about it about 2 months ago. Whopper blood, all them dogs were bigger. They was here. The original American Bully was bigger dogs. They was big, heavy set, big dogs. And when you look at the Whopper stuff, the Chevy stuff, the Camelot stuff, they was big, big dogs. They were big. So, and I supposed to be bringing in some Camelot on my yard pretty soon. I was supposed to be bringing in some Camelot blood pretty soon for outcross. I was supposed to be getting a female and breeding to a male. Um, so, alrighty. I'm about to end this thing. I appreciate everybody for coming on. I'm getting a little thirsty. I ran my mouth for almost an hour, so I'm pretty thirsty. So I'm gonna get out of this thing. I appreciate everybody putting their opinions and their thoughts. And the look, Little Row. Oh my gosh. All big 100 pound. Yeah, man, they was big 100 pound dogs. Then Little Row came apart with Cairo. Cause remember, cause Cairo was a big ass dog too. Um, when he produced Little Row brought in the pockets, and then people breeding in the dwarfism, and then it came into the actual pockets having its own breed. Because if you look at it, you got XL is his own breed, Pocket is his own breed, Standard is its own breed. So at the end of the day, you still bring them in because they're American bullies, but you just got to know how to breed it and breed the dogs to each other. You got to know what to do and how to do it. That's why I said in breeding, it is common sense, people. Common sense, man. It's common sense. So, um, like I said, I do wanna bring in for a taller, longer female. I do want to bring in some XL blood so I can have a dog in the cut somewhere that's 100 pounds. I do want to do that. It's just putting the right pieces and what blood would fit into my program the proper way. And I'm not just gonna pick any old XL or any old blood to go into it. I wanna be, I want to pick out the right one. I'm just not gonna pick out a female or a male to get. It gotta be a nice one that fits into my yard. It's gonna be an easy flow. So yeah, I gotta drink water. I hop. The crazy thing is, I hopped on this live. I didn't drink water all day. I dealt with the puppies. I dealt with the big dogs. Um, I talked on the phone with two people. And then I took a shower. Then I hopped on live because I've been trying to get on live for the last 3 days. I believe the last 3 days, me trying to hop on live, and every time I said I was gonna hop on, something popped up, or I just forgot about it. And today, uh, from the beginning, that I was talking about the inbreeding, somebody calling me out. That stuck with me, man. That stuck with me a lot. So I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it, and I had to say something and speak my piece. And I think I did enough speaking for today for that to be said. So, hey, yeah, I'm working, and I got some other stuff, and I got some other stuff in the works. Like I said, I don't know if you know Jonathan, but I am trying to get some more females, man, to go into my blood. Um, I'm trying to get some more females. I'm planning on moving soon, so it's me trying to line up everything in the right order, and hopefully, well, I will. I'll probably be about probably 10 hours away from you. Probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours away from me. I can't do the math in my head right now, but I'd be pretty close to you, Jonathan. So we could definitely do some training, and hopefully we could do a collab on the breeding. I'm gonna call you on it. I'm gonna talk to you about it and see what we can do, and um, see what you want to do, and we could talk because I want to some way somehow incorporate Luna into my yard. I want to do that. Oh man, I don't. I'll tell you on the back off the live. I'll tell you pretty soon where I plan on moving to, but just know it's pretty close. It's pretty close to you, man. Not that far. And actually, you probably heard me say it before, so. But I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining, putting their 2 cents into it, and putting down and disagreeing, agreeing. I appreciate all y'all. Hopefully we can do more of these lives, and hopefully nothing won't be delayed or anything like that. Hotep, I appreciate you for keeping up the comment section, man, and I appreciate all y'all that joined, that put y'all piece in, man, because at the end of the day, that's what makes these lives, and and it makes the breed, man, when we talking and we can all get along. Um, like I said, we got to take our emotions out of it and do what's best for the breed.